Hi everyone, my name is Solga. Welcome to my channel. On today's video, we're going to be talking about how do you know if you're being gullible and what to do about it. So let's get started. I would say that I've been called gullible, and it was pretty harsh. I didn't want to wear the label as that I was unsmart or in any negative way. Since I'm a very optimistic person, I figure, hey, I'm just believing the best of people, right? I don't expect them for them to be fooling me, even if it's on an April Fool's Day. So, as I was figuring, maybe like Olaf would say, maybe one day all this will make sense when I'm older.
This will all make sense when I am older. I'll have all the answers when I'm older.
Well, I'm older, and I guess it still doesn't. And I was listening to a pastor not too long ago, and he was talking about the lies that we believe from the world, from the enemy, from ourselves, that we tell ourselves. And I thought to myself, well, I'm not that very gullible. I don't think I would be believing any lies. You know, I'm pretty witty. I'm smart, right? But come to find out, I'm still very much gullible. And how would you know if you are, right? That's the big question. So I got to looking around the Bible, and I found where God says that you are, it says in Romans 12:2, it says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Well, I thought to myself, what is that the world is trying to lie to me about? And you realize that it's several things. The world has this idea of what beauty is, let's say. That you have to be a specific size, that you have to dress and look a specific way to be beautiful. Now, if you really want to know the truth, in the Bible, God says in Psalm 139 that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we are His workmanship. Now, would I want to believe the world that labels me as not beautiful, or would I want to believe the creator of the whole universe that says I am beautiful and wonderfully made? Right? That's one of the lies that we believe from the world, and it was shocking to me to think that, wait, maybe I'm still very gullible in a lot of these things. Another thing that was recently brought up to me a few years, maybe 2 years back when we were going to church, that I actually didn't really know what love was. I had an idea of what the world told me, what I saw in the movies, what I experienced in my family, that what love was. But comes to find out in 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, we all know that verse that says, love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous, love is not proud or rude. Well, yeah, that's pretty easy to say, but to do is another thing. To learn to love as a choice, not because, well, I don't feel like I love that person anymore. It's not a feeling, it's a choice. God chose to love us before we even loved Him. And whether that person is acting like you should love them or not, you still chose to love them, and that's what love is, not a feeling. And the world tells us that, oh, it's a feeling, warm butterflies and all that stuff, but it's not. God tells us in the Bible what it really is. So I could have say I had been gullible about what love was. Sometimes the enemy in our sinful self tells us lies about what do we think about ourselves. Do we think that we are not worthy? The world or people tells us that you can't be loved, you're not beautiful and all these things, right? And we believe it. And yet again and again, God tells us in the Bible that we are loved. We are so loved that he sent his one and only son for us. That's how much you are loved. So why would I believe what anybody else has to say about that when the truth is in the Bible, right? We also know them in John 8, verse 31 and 32, he says, Jesus said to the people who believe in him, you are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings. Not of the teachings of the world or anyone else's. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Now, he also called himself the truth and the light and the way. So definitely, I was shocked to find out that I had been pretty much gullible about some ideas. It's very easy to believe ideas of this world or of anybody else that you trust and love, because it's just so, going with the flow. That's what everybody does. But when you sit down and spend time with God and his word, and you realize, it is very easy to believe that because everybody does it and you just want to follow the crowd. But to be honest, why would I believe anything else other than what my Father God tells me in the Bible? Now, I invite you to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Please leave us a comment on what are some of the Bible verses that you love, the messages that God gives you on how you are loved, on what he says about you, the promises that he gives us. And hey, let's try not to be as gullible as I am and stay in the word and know what the truth is and remain in him. So take care. Love you. Bye.